Look at any skyline today. It doesn't matter if you're in Asia, Europe, the Middle East, or Africa. Glass towers rise into the sky. Highways slice through neighborhoods. Shopping malls, luxury apartments, business districts, all arranged in a familiar pattern. At some point, cities stopped looking like places and started looking like templates. This didn't happen overnight, and it didn't happen by accident. For most of human history, cities were shaped by culture, climate, and survival. Materials came from nearby land. Buildings responded to heat, rain, wind, and terrain. Streets followed rivers, trade routes, or ancient footpaths. Every city told a story about its people, their values, and their way of life. You could tell where you were just by standing still. But today, you can land at an airport halfway across the world, step outside, and feel a strange sense of déjà vu. The same glass facades, the same business parks, the same cafes, the same luxury branding. So what changed? The answer begins with globalization. As the world became more connected, ideas, money, and labor began moving faster than ever before. Architects studied the same textbooks. Developers followed the same successful models. Corporations expanded globally and demanded consistency. A building that worked in New York was copied in Dubai. A financial district that succeeded in London was replicated in Singapore. Efficiency became more important than identity. Glass and steel skyscrapers were cheap to reproduce, quick to construct, and symbolize progress. They photograph well. They impress investors. They signal modernity. And slowly, city by city, the local began to disappear. Another powerful force reshaping cities was real estate economics. Land in major cities became more expensive than ever. To maximize profit, developers built upward. Tall towers packed with apartments, offices, and retail offered the highest return per square meter. Unique architectural details cost money. Cultural design took time. But standardized buildings could be approved, financed, and constructed rapidly. Cities weren't designed for people anymore. They were designed for spreadsheets. Zoning laws also played a role. Many cities adopted similar planning regulations, separate zones for work, living, and shopping. Wide roads prioritized cars over pedestrians. Business districts emptied at night. Residential areas became dormitories. This model spread globally, even into places where it didn't fit the culture or climate. Meanwhile, multinational corporations brought uniformity to street level. The same fast food chains, the same coffee shops, the same retail brands. Walk through downtown districts in different countries, and the signs changed language, but not design. Familiarity became comforting. Psychologists say humans feel safer in environments they recognize. Investors feel more confident putting money into cities that look stable and predictable. Tourists feel less anxious when they see something they already understand. So cities began to compete, not to be unique, but to look successful. Technology accelerated this transformation. Modern construction software, prefabricated materials, and global supply chains made it easy to reproduce the same buildings anywhere. Smart city concepts promise efficiency through data, sensors, and automation, but often ignored history and human scale. Urban planning became optimized, but emotionally empty. Older neighborhoods were demolished to make way for high-rises. Historic streets were replaced by parking structures. Communities were relocated in the name of development. The city grew taller, but colder. Yet, this sameness didn't come without consequences. As cities lost their distinct character, people began feeling disconnected from where they lived. Places stopped feeling personal. Neighborhoods became interchangeable. When everything looks the same, nothing feels special. Cultural identity, once embedded in architecture, markets, and public spaces, started fading. Younger generations grew up surrounded by global aesthetics instead of local heritage. And when a city loses its identity, it loses its memory. Some cities are now trying to reverse this trend, reviving traditional architecture, preserving old districts, designing human-centered spaces, prioritizing walkability, culture, and community. But reversing decades of uniform development is difficult. Global systems favor scale, speed, and profit. The uncomfortable truth is this: cities didn't become identical, because we failed. They became identical because the system rewarded it. So the real question isn't whether every city looks the same now. It's whether we're willing to demand something different. Cities are more than buildings. They are reflections of who we are and what we value. If we only value efficiency, we get efficiency. If we value profit above all, we get profit-driven places. But if we value culture, humanity, and belonging, cities can still tell unique stories. The future of cities hasn't been decided yet, but the next skyline we build will reveal exactly what matters to us. Subscribe to Atlas Explained for more interesting videos. And if you want to know about any city or country, comment your name, tell us what you want to know, and where you're watching from.